Welcome to the Service Industry Podcast. I've spent the last decade as a CEO, operator, and business builder selling tens of millions of dollars in products and services. I, just like many of you, started with nothing. My mission for this podcast is to help you become the greatest version of yourself, help you grow and scale your business, and create the life you've always dreamed of. I'm your host, Matt Smith. Enjoy the episode. What is going on, everybody? Matt here from the Service Industry Podcast. Hope you are doing well. Got a good one for you today. It's going to be a nice little reminder, and we're talking about marketing. We're talking about the purpose of marketing. We're talking about how you're likely thinking about marketing wrong, and I think this little tip I talk about today is going to help your marketing perform better. And if you work with us, doing direct mail or anything like that, you know that I always will push back on my clients if I think they're doing this one thing wrong, because I know how it will make or break conversions. Okay, so today we're going to talk about making your marketing convert better, to work better, so your phone rings more and you make more money and more revenue, more profit, the whole 9 yards. Before we dive in, you guys know I own ServiceIndustryCoach.com. We are a print marketing agency. We help home service businesses all over the country with direct mail, door hangers, yard signs, A-frames, business cards, whole 9 yards. So if you want proven strategies that I've used in my home service businesses, over the last decade, go to the link in the show notes or just go to ServiceIndustryCoach.com. We are flooded right now with all the spring rush home service business folks out there want to have a great 2026. So if that's you, go check it out. All right, so let's talk about marketing today. And this is actually stemming from a couple of conversations I've had over the last week. And I was like, you know what? This pops up enough where I think it's probably important enough to make an episode on it. You guys know I'm not on here making episodes just for fun. So if I got to find enough value in it to do it. And this I do. And so I get a lot of people that are, getting direct mail from us or yard signs or door hangers and whatnot. And throughout the design process, we get this a lot where the owners try to, I don't want to say overcomplicate things, but they try to over-inform the customer before the customer ever even calls. And so the part where we have to start with marketing is that we have to ask ourselves, what is the purpose of marketing? What is the purpose of it? Whether it's a Google ad or a Facebook ad or a direct mail piece or a yard sign, what is the purpose of marketing? And the purpose, I guess, could be twofold, right? One, it could be to build brand. Okay, that's something that we can't really attach a dollar amount to, but it does. It builds brand, so that's a positive. But the second thing, which I think most of us would agree on, is that the purpose of marketing is to generate leads, right? It's to get the phone to ring. It's to get potential prospects to pick up the phone and call us because they need whatever it is that we offer. Okay, we can all agree on that. And so if we believe that the purpose of marketing is simply to get leads, then we have to break it down in how do I create my marketing pieces, my marketing campaigns, whatever that marketing pillar is, in a way that makes the phone ring, period. Nothing else. Okay? The point of marketing is to create and generate the leads so the phone rings, period. And so the conversation I've been having with a handful of people over the last week or so is like today, we offer this direct mail flyer. It's an 8.5 by 11 flyer, and it's like a letter form. They crush. They absolutely crush. But they're very simple, and they have a handwritten portion on it, and people actually think that we put them in the mailboxes. Like, that's how legit they look. But the backside is blank. Now, that's on purpose. And I had a customer or a prospect rather today reach out, and they're like, well, why wouldn't you do both sides? Wouldn't it make more sense to just have tons of information on both sides? And my answer was, it depends. It depends on what the goal is. Is the goal to get the phone to ring, or is the goal to inform a potential prospect and not care if they call or not? Because here's what happens more often than not when we are marketing and trying to over-inform on our marketing pieces. Okay. What happens is when you have too much information on a piece of marketing, typically the customer gets overwhelmed within 1 second and they decide whether or not they're going to further investigate the marketing. More often than not, the answer is no, they are not, right? And so if, again, going back to the original statement, if the goal of marketing is to get the phone to ring, then what kind of attention-grabbing title can we have on our marketing that makes it very clear what we do? What kind of copy can we have on our marketing that reads at a third grade level that's very easy to understand? What kind of offer can we have on our marketing that will connect with the type of customer we are trying to reach? What kind of urgency can we have in our marketing so it makes them feel like they need to pick up the phone right now and call us or they're going to miss out? Outside of that, nothing else matters. Okay? So people are like I had a customer, great guy, by the way, owns a roofing company. He's like, what else can we do to spice it up? What can we do to spice up this direct mail piece? And I said, well, what do you mean? Well, like, what could we add to it? And I said, well, let me just challenge you here. What would be the purpose of adding something to it? And he's like, I got it. Like he got it, right? It was like, we don't need to add things to our marketing just because we feel like it isn't busy enough. In fact, the more simple your marketing is, the more likely it's going to actually perform well. And so my response to the guy today who's like, well, why wouldn't you put a bunch of information on both sides of that flyer? It's like, well, because it won't convert. That's why. Your phone won't ring. So if we want to put out all this marketing and spend all this money to educate people that never call us, we could do that. That would maybe then be a good idea. But if we're putting out this marketing because we want to acquire customers, then you need to keep it simple. You need to make it so at first glance, they know exactly what you do. They don't have to read your mailer or your Facebook ad front to back for 6 minutes straight to figure out what it is. They don't want to be educated by a piece of marketing. They want to be educated by a professional. All right. And so whenever you guys are doing marketing, whether it's us or on your own, I want you to always ask yourself, what is the purpose of this marketing? And you're probably going to go back to the same thing time and time again. The purpose of this marketing is to get the phone to ring and to generate leads. Great. Now, in order to do that, what do we need to do? Okay. We don't need to overeducate them because trust me, we're going to do that when we get the appointment. We're going to go there. We're going to educate them on the thing we do in person, on the phone, whatever it is. But that part's going to get done after they call. Okay. What can I do on this marketing piece to make them go, ooh, I want that. I'm going to call them. And that's it. If the marketing piece did that, it was successful. Now, we could go on a whole long rabbit trail from there of what happens next and, your speed to lead and your follow-up response and your sales process and all the stuff that will actually take a good lead and close it. Okay. And that's probably for a whole nother episode. But today I just wanted to really drill this in your head. What is the point of marketing? A marketing campaign is successful if it gets a prospect to reach out to you, period. That's it. That is the point. And so when you're doing your marketing, simplify it. Make it as simple as humanly possible. Alex Hormozi says this all the time. He says when he's running ads or when he's writing his books, he will write it and then he'll go, how can I take words out of that? How can I make it more simple? How can I have that read at a lower grade level? Because he understands that the less there is while getting the same point across will always, not sometimes, but always perform better. And so I really try to do that in our marketing. I'll write out a bunch of copy for our mailers and then I'll just stare at it and I'll be like, okay, what's in there that doesn't really need to be in there? All right, let's remove that line. Because that line doesn't really get the customer any closer to picking up the phone. It was just filler. And I don't want filler because filler is just an opportunity for them to, throw the mailer away or, slide to the next Facebook ad or whatever the case is. I'm looking for substance that engages them and gets them to take action. Outside of that, it's all gone. Okay, I'll do the filler stuff later. And that's how I always look at marketing is what can I remove rather than what can I add? All right. So I hope that's helpful for you guys. I know it's a really short episode, but I want to put it out there because it's really important. I see this all the time. People will tell us what they want on their yard signs. It looks like a freaking magazine ad. It's so busy. I'm like, bro, people are driving by these doing 55 miles an hour, right? You've got 16 services listed on here, and they're in a font that's size 10. Dude, you wouldn't be able to see this if this thing was being held right in front of your eyes, much less driving by it. But they don't understand that simple is better. Simple converts. And this is for all marketing. Google, right? Like you're writing your Google ads. How can you simplify the copy in your Google ads? So when homeowners are looking for a roofer or a lawn care guy or a window cleaner, and your copy is very straight to the point with an offer, and it reads at a low grade level, it's easy to understand, it's going to convert better. I guarantee it. Facebook ads, you guys, I've spent millions of dollars on Facebook ads. This is the truth every single time, and it's no different in your business. So, won't beat a dead horse here, but simple marketing works, okay? When you overcomplicate things, when you overeducate, when you lose sight of what the marketing's goal is, what the marketing's job is, which is to create a lead, not educate. When you lose sight of that, that's when your marketing stops working. I'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. As always, if you need any help marketing your business or want to work with me directly doing one-on-one coaching, visit serviceindustrycoach.com. We'll see you on the next episode.